Skull and Bones is an action-adventure pirate game featuring naval combat, a vast progression and crafting system with smaller elements of exploration. I played the open beta this past weekend and have to say I really enjoyed the game so far. There are some areas of improvement I'd like to see, but as someone who didn't play Assassin's Creed Black Flag and was skeptical of the game based on comments I was seeing before actually trying it, I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed many of the gameplay aspects of Skull and Bones. It feels fresh and probably does so because I come into this game without any previous nostalgia, and it provides a different gameplay focus to the pirate-themed setting when compared to that of Sea of Thieves. This is my first impressions, first look into Skull and Bones. The first thing I noticed when loading into the beta was the more realistic feel to the game art and UI menu graphics and setup. I play on PC with mouse and keyboard, and the settings were quite good, even providing options such as making actions tied to a press or hold. The graphics and overall atmosphere of the various characters, ships, and outposts were pleasing and really built the immersion of playing a pirate-themed game. The characters had some fairly good detail, and the character creation seemed about on par of what I would expect, even featuring some cool additions like choosing a blind eye, scars, tattoos, and more. As you progress further into the game, you'll find more about the cosmetics and additional ways to customize your pirate and ship through various gaming currencies. The player cosmetics included tons of shirts and jackets, necklaces, jewelry, pants, boots, and hats. There are even sets you can try to acquire, but are still able to mix and match independent pieces how you like to dress your ideal pirate look. The only thing here is that it didn't seem like you could dye any of these items like you can with your ship hull and sails. Overall though, I think this is a great start to game progression in terms of cosmetics, and you could probably expect additional options through a paid cosmetic shop sometime as well. Looking at these ship cosmetics, there are dyeable sails with various patterns and emblems to choose from as you earn more in-game. There are also options for your hull, mast, wheel, pet, and more. I do think that one of the best additions to this is being able to earn or purchase various dye sets to further customize your ship and stand out from other players. Expanding on the graphics side of things, I found the game quite stunning when sailing near the coast of different themed islands and building on the immersion. One of the areas I was concerned about before deciding to play was hearing that there was never any part of the game where you disembarked to land as a pirate and that it was all ship combat. While the focus is truly on ship progression and naval combat in this game, there are still many instances in which you actually get to roam around on land through the various outposts you'll visit while playing the game. These outposts are all themed differently and depend on the geographical location you're sailing, but as you can see, the environment and theming of these are quite good. I will say I'm not as much of a fan of how the character response feels when making quick turns, but this could be because I'm not playing with the controller, and a more specific pet peeve of mine is that much of the footstep audio is panned to the left a little too much for my taste, but after many hours of playing I kinda got over that part. Outposts in general provide you a way to move cargo over to your warehouse. They allow you to find resources, food, and ammo like cannonballs scattered around. You'll also be able to interact with various NPCs and factions to accept contracts, buy and sell commodities, purchase cosmetics, and earn rewards. You'll even be able to find treasure maps out at sea and look for buried treasure across many islands to earn silver, resources, ship parts, and cosmetics. Finally, when it comes to graphics, Skull and Bones features a photo mode which I would love to see in more games. You can freely move the camera and get some really cool screenshots of your pirate and boat while out at sea. A big focus of the game is your adventures out at sea and combat with other factions, sea monsters, forts, and even players at times. But from what I saw in the beta, the PvP event was purely opt-in. Sailing the ship was fairly straightforward as you managed raising or trimming your sails and using the wind, eating various food to replenish your crew's stamina, and making sure to repair your boat to prevent sinking. One of the great things about Skull and Bones is that the opportunity to engage in combat quickly is always there. The seas are filled with tons of boats sailing from the various factions, and at any time you could choose to engage in combat with them and reap the rewards. I really enjoyed the micromanagement of sailing your boat and getting the right angle and speed while shooting your various cannons, mortars, and weapons within their specific angles. These were marked by white lines, making it very easy to distinguish which weapon you would be firing from as you aimed in that direction. Using your spyglass allows you to get more information on boats like their faction or what loot they might be carrying, and getting close to a boat that is almost sunk allows you to board them, receiving bonus loot. Other activities included being able to plunder islands, forts, and outposts, which act like a gauntlet and yields rewards if you're successful. Another major focus of this game when compared to that of Sea of Thieves is the long-term progression systems where you'll craft tools used for harvesting, various weapon types like cannons, ballistas, mortar, and more, as well as armor and furniture, which provide special perks or bonuses to your ship, allowing you to build a unique playstyle of your choosing. The progression of building a better ship and better weapons was quite satisfying, as there was a great difference in my starter ship in the initial starting area when compared to when I built a bigger ship and sailed back to the starter area with better weapons. I ended up trying somewhat of an explosive, long-range style of play and had a blast doing so. At times, there might be too many options available right away in regards to contracts, bounties, your main story questline, blueprints, treasure hunts, and more, and could come off overwhelming for some players, but I found the map and journal was really helpful through using the track feature for this. When it comes to some of the dangers at sea, engaging in higher ranked boats, which basically meant they had better ships and weapons, could be difficult, as well as some of the bounties and even sea monsters. When you sink, you drop your cargo in the water and are given the option to spawn at sea at the cost of in-game silver. This gives you the opportunity to try and sell back to collect your cargo that drops when you sink, and can be a reminder to players to store items in their warehouse. Another reminder is the cargo weight system, which essentially slows down your boat a great deal if your ship is overweight, and is another instance where crafting a bigger boat pays off. It was really cool to see other players sailing out on the seas or docked in an outpost that you might be visiting, and over the weekend I grouped up with other players to take down bounty ships, sea monsters, and even a ghost ship, which was a fun challenge. All of this happened naturally as we didn't use any type of text or voice chat. There was a PvP event that happened periodically that allowed you to opt in to participate, and the goal was to get the legendary cargo map, sell it to a particular outpost, and involved other players chasing or fighting off others to do so. This was pretty fun, and I hope to see other styles of PvP type elements, and I think the opt-in approach is a great way to satisfy players looking to play against other players, and those who prefer to play in a safe environment. Other things I'd love to see is a guild type system that allows players to contribute resources or in-game rewards to earn guild-themed cosmetics, as well as maybe an expansion of an island where players could meet up to face off in pirate-themed minigames. Imagine having a gun of some sort where players could compete to shoot bottles in a firing range type environment. I do think the price of entry could be a bit high and would have liked to see the game also released on Steam, but all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed the many hours I played this weekend and will be playing it on release. I'd love to get your thoughts if you played the beta, and I'll be covering the game some more in upcoming videos. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching, good luck in your adventures, and I'll see you in the next one.